Hey, I'm Katie.
And I'm Rebecca, and we both have had the privilege of leading the ministry, Lane of Roses.
I'd say Lane of Roses is a culmination of everything that we'd want our younger selves to know and to have.
Yeah, it's a resource for women to explore faith, share stories of hope, connect to authentic community, and discover their God-given purpose.
Yeah, it starts online.
But it ends in a living room. Lane of Roses is for every woman.
Because what we found is you never outgrow your identity in Christ, which is really what we're all about.
Right, we want to help women find their identity in Christ because it's a game changer. Well, it was for us. And really, like Katie said, you never outgrow the need to know and remember who you are through Jesus.
Or for the girl who just graduated high school and is striking out for the first time on her own. Or for the girl who's hit rock bottom, maybe for the 50th time.
Or for the 22-year-old who is having an identity crisis, or the new mom with an infant at home that is so exhausted and feeling so very alone.
Or for the woman who started her very first job, or maybe even her 10th.
We just want to be there for women during the transitions in life to help them know and remember that they were made on purpose and for a purpose by a God who sees them, knows them, and loves them.
With Lane of Roses, my pain became my purpose. The years of 18 to 23 were especially painful for me. After some toxic relationships and honestly some poor choices, I was really left feeling alone, worthless, and just so broken. But when I discovered the words of Jeremiah 29:11, that not only did God have a plan for me, but it was a good plan, that changed everything for me. And then I discovered the words of Zephaniah 3:17, and those say that God is not only a warrior who comes to save us, but he delights in us and rejoices over us with singing. And when I discovered this, I just felt so excited and so grateful that I just couldn't wait to tell other women that we really are. We're made on purpose and for a purpose. And it's not based on our history or our mistakes or whether we're good enough, but just on receiving God's grace and his love for us and his good plan.
Yeah, and for me, it comes down to worth. There are just too many women, including myself, that need to know that God sees them not just at their best, but at their worst. That he sits in the muck with us, and he is crying when we hurt and cheering us on whenever we choose to stand up anyways. There are too many women that need to know that Jesus defeated death, and his story gives us victory. Because of Jesus, we get to walk victoriously, and that is such good news. And my heart is just to empower women to live the stories, to stand tall and live the stories that Jesus has for them. I know from experience, and Katie does too, that it's not always easy, but we have found that Jesus and the stories and identities that he has for us are the only thing worth living for.
And ultimately, that's really all we want, is for not only for ourselves to know that we're made on purpose and for a purpose, but for you to know that you are made on purpose and for a purpose too. So join us and know that at Lane of Roses, you are so invited.
You're invited.
Really are.